Hello, Ronlings. So this is going to be a equipment review. Well, not so much a review, just because I haven't actually taken out. I've used it in the house, but I haven't actually taken it out yet. So not so much a review, but just an explanation of a new piece of equipment I bought in and a replacement of an old piece. So it's a cook set. This, if I just spin you down, this is my current cook set. That's the bag it came in. So this was replaced because it simply started to lose its non-stick. It didn't have a very good one in the first place. And then I decided to stick it in the dishwasher because it had no non-stick anyway. Might as well do it the easy way. But then it started to mess up the outside. And it got all matted and started to go rusty and funny. And that made me realise, don't put these in the dishwasher even if the non-stick's gone, because that really does screw it up. So it was an opportunity to actually buy something better. Now I've used this a while. I know where I'd like to increase this and not bother about that, and so on and so forth. So that was what I cooked the meals in. It came with a cup, which I thought was a good, nice touch, because that's got fairly good thermal qualities to it as well. It keeps it hot for quite a while. It came with a stove. It came with the gas canister stabilizer legs, whatever you want to call it. It came with knife and fork and spoon. I'll just take one out. It's a nice fork spoon. I'd lock it up so it doesn't bend again. They were quite useless because I only ever used the spoon. Whatever I was doing, I only ever used the spoon. And that was a dedicated kettle. I think it had a kind of a non-stick to it. It was working fairly well initially, but it didn't take long before, after using that to boil water all the time, the non-stick went. And as I said, then I put it in the dishwasher and it's really fluffed. So I'm getting rid of that, and I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. And this is what I bought. This is a new one I bought. Same bag. How bizarre. Right, so I went from adequate. So if I'm going to buy a new one, I'm going to go from adequate to more than I need, on purpose. Same knife and fork set. I've opened it up. It looks identical to the other one. But, don't need that. It had a nice bamboo spoon, which I think is great because that will help preserve the non-stick qualities. And along those lines, it comes with a ladle. I'll put all that back because that's how it came. It comes with a ladle, so you can stick that in the big pot and perhaps even use it as a spoon. Slurp, slurp. Again, plastic, so it won't scrape the thing. So I thought that was a nice touch. The ability to stir and ladle. Nice big fat lid. So you've got 3 bowls. 1, 2, 3, which I think was nice. I'm not, I intend to try and cook a bit more than just boil stuff up. So this is stuff that I will bring with me. I may never use it, but I'd rather have too much with me all the time now rather than just enough, and then somewhere down the line it's not enough when I want to do something else. So a scouring thing to cook it for cleaning, and this time I've got a kettle, a dedicated kettle, rather than using a pan, to try and preserve the non-stick qualities if it has any, which I'm not sure it does. I've used that already. As I say, I've used all this equipment. I've washed it up and used it. I boiled that a few times before I made the tea to get rid of the factory taste. The spout's really good. It doesn't all pour down the front. It's a nice little petite kettle. I did notice that a lot of heat rises from dead center of the kettle. So if you leave this up like that, this handle gets super, super hot. And I found that if I just put it down the side there, so little heat comes from the side, it doesn't get hot at all if you do that. And then just put it out there when you need it. Probably teaching you to suck eggs there. It's just something I discovered. It's my first ever compact camping kettle. backpacker's kettle. So nice big saucepan. Again, if I want to try and do some more cooking, big old saucepan. I like that, more than I'm going to need. And then this is a nice big frying pan as well, if I might attempt some fry ups or something. And also it'll become a plate big enough that I actually be my first plate, so I can so that's good. So that's, you've got that. I kept the packaging because I don't want it to be scratching up. So I've got that, and then the kettle. And I'm going to put, from my old kit, I'm going to put the, because this didn't have it, I'm going to put the stove in there, or the ladle goes in there as well. Oh, come on. Right, so the ladle goes in there, the stove goes in there, the scourer goes in there, pot, lid. So the issue I kind of have is this cup now, because obviously it doesn't fit anywhere in there. So that means bring it with me outside of the cook set, which is an extra thing, an extra space. Oh yeah, that's coming with it as well. That I want to be part of the equipment as well. That didn't come with this, so I'm taking that from my old one. So between the two of them, I think that's a super excellent cook set. When it came, it was like this. Well, no, I can't remember if it was like this. I've looked and I've rearranged, and that lid will not go on. So it must have come in the packaging like that, and I'm really frustrated with myself. I can't remember if it did or not. It must have done, because I'm sure that was definitely inside the kettle like that. But yeah, it's a shame that I can't quite get the lid on. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it goes in there, and then when you do the tie up, it keeps it compact. It doesn't move around, but I would rather it sat in there properly. So that's that. And the only issue is what to do with that. I don't know whether to buy one of those collapsible ones, which are plastic, and I don't think their thermal qualities are particularly brilliant. Whereas this is metal and keeps it hot forever. That's a really good cup. I don't really want to lose it, but that's my only issue. And I've ordered, because I've got rid of the knife, fork, and spoon set. I've ordered a fork, and it's a all-in-one jobby. It's quite long, but it's got a fork and a spoon incorporated into the end, so it's spoon at the very end has got prongs. It's got a tin opener and a bottle opener on it as well, and it's got fairly good favourable reviews. And that is going to replace my little knife, fork and spoon, because I never ever used I used the spoon. I never used the knife and the fork. They're unused, and they go in the dishwasher every so often, and they're starting to go rusty. Don't use the dishwasher, I guess, is the answer, which I'm not going to do this time. I'll wash it all up by hand this time around. So I've ordered that spoon, and that's really that's just a long thin thing that can go anywhere. It's just this, so I don't know quite what to do about that. But if you've got any ideas about how to, because obviously my issue is that it's big and bulky. I can put stuff inside it, but it's big and bulky, and before it was contained within the cook set, and I can't do that anymore because of all the other stuff in there. So if you've got any ideas of what you think's best. Am I right? Are the plastic foldy ones not have very good thermal qualities? And what I mean by that is, when you make a cup of tea, does it stay hot for a long time? Because this stays hot for a really long time even in the cold weather. But plastic doesn't have that kind of conductive. It's not a conductive material. I imagine the tea going cold in like microseconds. Am I right? I don't know, because that's if I could get a foldy down one, I could probably squeeze it into the cook set. That is going to take up that much more space in my rucksack. It doesn't have any clips or carabiners to hang it anyway, so yeah, I would appreciate some help on that, because for the time being, that's what I'm going to have to bring with me, and it's extra space. But that's the new cook set. I'm well chuffed with it. It's more than I need, but it's compact still. It's slightly has a bigger circumference, but it's much lower, so you kind of losing gaining. Overall, it's kind of the same size really, just a bit heavier, I think, marginally. Without the cup in it, it's sort of marginally heavier. But that's not a problem. It's all about this cup business. You know, the fact that I've got to put that in the bag somewhere. So if you can give me some ideas, I'd appreciate that. And that's it. That's the end of that. Not really a review, just a sort of this is what I'm getting rid of and this is what I'm replacing with it type thing. And we'll see how it gets on. I've used it at home. I've cooked on it at home because I always do everything at home first if I can. And it's all really nice. Works really well. It's just when I've taken it out a few times camping, I'll let you know on one of my camps how well it's faring. And so yeah, another as all equipment reviews are, it's a short one, and I'll see you next time.